Hi everyone, it's AJ here. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're highly welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So guys, let's transform my beautiful sister Jessica. You already know how we do it, right? We always begin by cleaning the face using our micellar water, after which we go in with the moisturizer to hydrate her skin. I started with my Cetaphil moisturizer using my flat brush to apply it generously all over the face. Why is this one shining 32? Next, I went in with my Moist Essence moisturizer from Blossom Makeup. So I just applied generous quantity all over her face, especially under her eyes. After which, I went in with my fan to dry it up. Guys, this girl is camera shy. The least thing, she just starts smiling. For primer, I'll be going in with my Stay Matte Mattifying Primer. So I just applied around the T-zone, especially around the area that produces oil. So after applying my primer, I use my fan to dry it up. Then I melt down everything using my Kiss Beauty setting spray. For foundation, I mix these two foundations from Adventure and V Beauty to get her skin tone. So I just use my small flat brush to apply it all over before going in with my soft and damp beauty sponge from CPD to blend in the foundation. So I start blending from one section of the face, moving uniformly to the other section, making sure that everything is evenly distributed and it's very smooth.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be.
For contour, I'll be going in with this darker shade of V Beauty foundation, that's shade 08. So I just applied underneath the cheekbone, blending, moving towards the temple. So I also applied around the temple.
Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
For blush, I'll be going in with this orange shade from my Girl 3D Blush palette. So I just applied around her cheek, then blending, moving from the apple of her cheek towards the temple. To highlight the face, I'll be going in with these two concealer from Adventure and Avon Cosmetics. So I just applied under the eye, the bridge of her nose, the forehead and the chin. So I start blending uniformly from the outer corner of the eyes, moving towards the inner corner. So when I'm blending, I'm placing my brush in such a way that my beauty sponge, in such a way that it's taking care of any line separating the highlighter and the blush, such that there will be no demarcation. To melt down everything, I'll be going in with my Kiss Beauty setting spray, after which I'll use my fan to dry it up. Next, for setting powder, to set the highlighted area, I'll be going in with my Miracle setting powder in the shade Ginger. So I'll be using one layer of the setting powder to apply around all the highlighted area, that is the under eye, the bridge of the nose, the chin and the forehead.
Back a year ago, I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same.
Moving on, I'll be setting the highlighted area again with my powder from my powder palette, Beauty powder palette, which is exactly like her skin tone, right? It gives a full coverage. So after doing that, for the rest of the face, I will now go to that same V Beauty powder palette and look for a shade which is equivalent to her skin tone to just set the rest of the face. And I'm going to do that using my flat, my small, big fluffy brush. Yeah, I'm going to do that using my big fluffy brush. So I just start uniformly from the chin, moving towards, I'm applying it everywhere, including the blush, where the blush lies, right?
But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.
Next, I'll be contouring her nose, and to do that, I'm using this darker shade from my Beauty powder palette, and I do that with the aid of my small fluffy angle brush to just contour the side of her nose. So after doing that, I'm going to contour the area I previously contoured using my cream contour, that's the foundation, with that same shade from my powder palette, that is underneath the cheekbone and the temple. So to melt down that powder effect, I'm still going to go in with my Kiss Beauty setting spray to melt down everything. You don't want that powder effect around. So to bake the face, I'm going to be using my same Miracle setting powder in the shade Ginger. So I just left a generous quantity, like 2 to 3 layers of the setting powder around the side of her nose, but not covering all the contour area. Then I left a generous quantity under her eyes so that every moisture around that area can be absorbed. There will be no crease line, and in order for the excess eyeshadow fallout to be taken off easily. Moving on, I'm going to be doing my brows. And to begin, I always start by laying down the hair, putting the hair, those stubborn hair, in order. So to begin, I use my brows gel from Nikki's Signature to just put everything in place with my brush. I use my brush to do so. Sorry. So after doing that, you really want to leave that area messy. So I go in with my Miracle setting powder again on that area to make sure that every moisture is absorbed. We want that area to remain dry. We don't want any oil around that area. After which, I'm going to be blending everything out with my big fluffy brush. So to outline the brows, I'll be using my KR brows gel and my flat angle brush for brows to produce the outline. So I'll start producing the bottom line. When I'm getting towards the end, I just tilt down. So when doing your brows, you should have a shape of the brows you want to produce in mind, so that you avoid producing larger outline. So after doing the lower section, I just go to the upper section, repeat the same exercise. When I pass the crossing point where I bend right, I just move forward a little bit before tilting downward to link the 2 points together. So I did that for both sides of the eye. Next, I now went in with using the excess brows gel on the angle brush to just produce hair-like structure around the extreme end of the brows.
Way back a year ago.
To fill in the brows, I'm going to be using my well sharpened and pointed David's pencil in the shade 018. So I just produce, you already know how we do it. I just produce tiny hair-like stroke, making the beginning to be a bit scanty. Then the other area, I just make the stroke to be close together, right? So after doing for one section, I just move to the other section, repeat the same exercise. So to conceal the brows, I'm going to be using these 2 shades of foundation. So the darker shade is for the beginning and the lighter shade is for the rest of the section of the brows. For the brushes I use my KB angle brush. So after I started by concealing the beginning with the darker shade of the foundation. When I say darker, I don't mean it should be black. It should be like slightly like one shade darker than your skin tone, right? And for the upper section, I'll still go in with that darker foundation because I don't want any harsh line around that area. So after concealing, I just make sure I use my small fluffy brush to blend in the excess concealer. After concealing and blending the eyes, remember we said for makeup, everything you use wet, you have to use dry. So we are going to go in with the powder from our powder palette, beginning with the darker shade. So you just go into your powder palette and look for the shade which is equivalent to what you use in concealing the beginning. And for the other sections, still go in again and look for the shade which is equivalent and just apply around that area, because we don't want to allow that area to look moist or oily. So after that, I just use my fluffy brush to blend in everything before proceeding to my eyeshadow. For the eyeshadow, I first of all started by applying my eyeshadow base, which is my Adventure Concealer, on the eyelid. After which, I used my small fluffy brush to blend in the concealer. So I did that for both sides of the eye before going in with the shade. So I started by going in with this shade from my Naked V Beauty eyeshadow palette, using my the smallest fluffy brush to just blend around the crease line. So I did that for both sides, making sure I blended everything so well before going in with this other shade. I still went not directly on the crease line but slightly below the crease line to just blend in everything again. Then I finally went in with this other shade. I apply around the outer corner of the eyes, then I'm blending, moving towards the inner corner. Meanwhile, this background is fake. If you're interested in seeing how I change the background to this fake background, you can just let me know at the comment section so I can upload a video on how to do that. So at this point, I was just trying to blend a light pink shade straight from that my Naked V Beauty palette around the outer corner of her eye, blending towards the inner corner before going in to cut my crease. And to cut my crease, I used my same angle brush from KB and the concealer, my Adventure concealer, to just cut the crease. Then I did that with the other side before going in with my fluffy brush to press in everything, because we wouldn't want any harsh line or crack line on the eyelids. So at this point, I don't even know what I was doing. I did not want to leave the brows like that, so I decided to just add something like a star, is it star or X on it, just to make it look different.
Change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So at this point, I was just trying to apply mascara on my lashes to get rid of the eyeshadow fallout, because we don't want the lashes to be looking, the natural lashes to be looking like whitish white. Then I went in with my clear lip gloss.
And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay, I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So for blush, I just went in with my orange shade from my exclusive blush palette. So I just apply around the apple of her cheek, blending, moving towards a temple. Then I just melt down everything, the powder effect, with my Kiss Beauty setting spray. Then I use my fan to dry it up.
I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more.
So to lock in the makeup, I just use my all-nighter spray. So before that, I make sure I shake very well. Then I just ask my client to hold her breath for a minute, for some few seconds, before applying it.
The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? Just leave your comment at the comment section. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Bye.